Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear Administrator, Chairman Liu, distinguished guests, Excellencies. It's a great pleasure and honor to be today with you and to present the International Energy Charter and the 2018 Global Energy Interconnection Conference at the second anniversary of the GATECO organization. Allow me to first say a few words about the Energy Charter history and the Energy Charter process, as was mentioned by Mr. Budargin, started in early 90s. At the time, European energy companies were aiming to the new business opportunities among Eurasian countries, while capital-deprived post-Soviet markets needed a new investment and technologies. Thus, a win-win oriented energy cooperation was envisaged. The first important steps towards energy cooperation was the European Energy Charter, a political declaration that was signed in 1991. This document emphasized the need for the establishment of an international legal framework for energy cooperation. After 3 years of negotiation, the Energy Charter Treaty was signed and the new international organization has been created. At the time, none of the emerging economies participated in the negotiation. Overall conditions have changed significantly in the new century. The global energy environment of today faces new challenges that were hardly known in the early 90s. In order to engage with more countries in a dialogue and to address the new challenges in the global energy sphere, in 2015, a new political declaration, the International Energy Charter, has been formally adopted and signed. Significantly, China, by signing it in 2015, has become an observer to our organization. The declaration has been signed so far by 88 countries and international organizations, which has proven that the IEC takes an energy charter from its original European background and brings it to the global level. With today's 54 members and 41 observer states from all around the world. Since the early 90s, the treaty is the only legally binding energy framework providing the protection for energy investment, dispute resolution mechanism, trade and transit routes, recommendation for energy efficiency, and other guidances of policies and environmental protection and transfer of technologies. In practical terms, this means that we are dedicated to providing protection to investment in our contracting parties, to promoting the trade and energy goods and services, to facilitating hindered flow of energy transit, to advocating strategies of energy efficiency and environmental protection, and assisting states investors to address their contradictions and disputes. With the rise of the new market economies, it becomes urgent for those countries to participate more in international energy issues, in particular regarding in China. China is now standing in the same shoes where the Western European countries were in early 90s, exporting investment, building pipelines and ultra-high voltage grids, not only on its own territory, but across borders and continents. Globally, the energy sector is at the beginning of a fundamental transformation. This is primarily driven by the need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions according to the Paris Agreement and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. At the same time, the digital revolution brings new technologies such as ultra-high voltage and the smart grids that can be harnessed to help achieve these goals. The treaty provides a highly valuable contribution to the global energy interconnection as the ultimate goal for the GATECO and the China in the following perspectives. Firstly, investment protection. Immense outward investment will flow to the energy sector under the One Belt, One Road initiative and the Global Energy Interconnection Initiative. Industry must have reassurances that the promises of today will result in honored commitment of tomorrow. The Energy Charter Treaty is here to provide a solution. The treaty provides concrete legal provision that protects investment and reduces the commercial and political risks associated with energy transition investment. Contracting parties must promote and create a stable and favorable and transparent condition for foreign investors. The treaty provides for a compensation in case of expropriation and other losses, and is also enable the free transfer of capital. The treaty also provides a dispute settlement mechanism, including investor-state arbitration and state-to-state arbitration, while amicable dispute settlement is strongly promoted and supported. Today, treaty geographic of countries, including Central Asian countries and countries neighboring to China like Mongolia, Afghanistan, Japan, and Russia. By acceding to the treaty, contracting parties make a commitment of mutual trust, legal stability, and policy predictability that goes beyond election cycles and will be essential for energy investment made by members company of GATECO. Furthermore, accession to the treaty would benefit China by encouraging more foreign direct investment in China, especially in the clean energy sector itself. When the country has acceded to the treaty, it gives investors the confidence and reassurance is needed for expanding their investment and helps to attract new investors. It's also worth mentioning that under the One Belt, One Road initiative, most of the countries along the route are member states of the Energy Charter Treaty. Secondly, energy efficiency has been an integral part of the Energy Charter process from the very beginning. Even during the conception of the treaty in the early 90s, the contracting parties recognized the benefits of implementing cost-effective energy efficiency measures from the economic, environmental, and security perspective. Thirdly, and maybe the most important for this topic of today's conference, energy transit. The treaty is the only multilateral agreement that seeks directly to address the complex political, economic, and legal problems associated with energy transits. The treaty promotes the principles of freedom of transit and non-discrimination, includes the obligation to provide national treatment for energy in transit, and prohibits interruption of flows and placing obstacles for construction of new energy transport facilities. This is what is absolutely needed for the success of the GATECO interconnection initiative. Without the free transit of energy, it will not going to happen. Fourth, energy transition, technological transfer, and innovation. The treaty promotes and supports energy transition towards a cleaner and low-carbon energy systems, especially in relation to enhancing system integration. This will involve technological solutions and improving access to clean and affordable energy, promoting regional market integration, secure energy transition, and promoting clean and smart energy technologies. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, the treaty is broad in scope of the energy sector. The scope of the treaty includes all economic sector, exploration, extraction, refining, production, storage, land transport, transmission, distribution, and sales of energy materials and products, including electricity. This large scope covers the evolving nature of the energy sector. To emphasize our commitment towards energy transition this year, following Japan and Turkmenistan, Romania assumed the chairmanship of the Energy Charter Conference. The 2018 conference at ministerial level will take place in November and will focus on energy and associated technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, China has embraced a common principle of the International Energy Charter along with almost 80 countries from all continents. This is an excellent opportunity to build together the pillars of the global architecture to secure energy in a changing world. For the conclusion, I would like to inform you that recently, with a close cooperation with the China Electricity Council and Mr. Yang Kun, Executive President of it, and our partner, we have opened a joint Energy Charter, China Electricity Council Joint Research Center here in Beijing, and we are looking forward for a closer cooperation with all of you in the near future. Thank you very much for your attention.